Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night chat or Tuesday night. Yeah, what the hell day? Yes, Tuesday. And
Say I drink a lot.
got a few different people here. Or Tuesday night. There we go. Now. All right, got a new guest here. Some people may recognize them as WTF SoCal or Big Meat Sunday, and I think he's got like 2 or 3 other channels too. But anyway, man, go ahead and do an intro.
Hey, how's it going? First time here. Appreciate you having me on there, Raj. I don't know what's going to happen now, but yeah, I got, let's see, 4 channels. Big Meat Sunday is my major one. It's a cooking channel, outdoor cooking. WTF SoCal is kind of like my gun and reloading channel. And then I have a geeky kind of ham radio / computer stuff channel called No S.H.T.F. And a channel I've completely abandoned called TRprepper, which was my original YouTube channel. So thanks for having me on, buddy.
All right, cool, man. Hey, it's good to have you here. It was great meeting you down at Farmageddon. It was cool.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, Pop's Quest, would you like to do an intro?
Yeah, this is my intro.
That is sexy fucking guy.
Bow chicka bow bow, bow chicka bow bow. That's all I've been really. That's all I've been really working on lately is that, trying to get it ready for the, let's see, first Saturday of every month, USPSA down my neck of the woods. So I'm trying to get everything tuned up for that. That's it. Thanks for having me on.
I will say that is a sexy gun. That is a awesome looking firearm, no doubt. Rick, is your 6 covered? Would you like to do an intro?
Sure, appreciate it. Thanks, TR, and everybody on the panel. Thank you guys for showing up and supporting TR for his Tuesday chat. So appreciate you guys. Take care. We'll talk soon.
And that leaves us with Rosie. Rosie, you can do an intro, and you can go ahead and
yeah, I'm gonna sing this. I'm gonna sing this one. If you don't know me by now, you never know. You all know me. Welcome to Tuesday night. Nice to meet that Big Meat over there. Nice to have you. Well, I was just wondering, Meat, are you a butcher by trade?
No, actually, I'm a computer network engineer. It doesn't get more boring than that.
You got to have initiation ceremony on this chat anyway. Well, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. I always seem to get the best looking guys on this panel. So anyway, yeah, it's things are grinding around right now, and it's been interesting this week in the market. Its earnings reports are coming out for the first quarter, and it's kind of iffy, some of the things out there, and they're starting to scale back some of the GDP forecasts. They were originally looking for 2% for the second quarter, and they're now scaling that back to 0.8%, which is just about at the inflation rate. So things are getting dicey out here right now. I don't want to, you can tell the last 6 weeks I've been kind of turning up the heat on things and letting you guys know that I'm not real comfortable with what I'm seeing in the marketplace right now. For example, this global recovery that we're supposed to be in, this is now year 8, and it's certainly not like any recovery we've ever had before. And even today, the Japanese 10-year government bond went back to 0% for the first time in 5 months today. Now think about that. You lend money to the Japanese government for 10 years and you get zero return on your money. Well, now why would people want to do that when they have other alternatives out there United States Treasury 10-year notes, German bonds. Well, the only thing I can think of is that people feel a little bit nervous about what's going on in the world in Japan, and things are none too good in the economy there. I've often told you guys that the bond market's the real truth teller out there, because the scope of people that lend money is much greater than the scope of people that are shareholders or pure capitalists, in the sense of owning a piece of equity in a company. So therefore, although it never gets much coverage, I think that the bond market and the people that trade in bonds are much more savvy about what's going on in the world than, say, the average stock trader is. And it's very concerning to me to see this Japanese interest rate go back to 0 again. Think about that, lending money. Did you ever in your lifetime, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, ever think that somebody would accept a proposition that, yeah, I'll lend you money for 10 years with no interest whatsoever? As long as I get my principal back, that's what they're saying they're happy with right now. They're almost telling you it's the only thing that they feel certain their money will be preserved. Purchasing power, who knows, but the money itself will be preserved. That's also carried over into the U.S. We were at 2.7% on the 10-year. We're like diving again down to 2.17%. It doesn't sound like a lot. 2.7 to 2.1%, but calculate the percentages. That's a pretty big move on a percentage basis, and things are getting a little dicey now. As I said, one thing that's happening now is that the investment world is readjusting its thinking on Trump. Remember, it was supposed to be a slam dunk the first 90 days that he was in, supposed to have the repeal of Obamacare, supposed to have taxes on the table and all that. But the only thing he's really been able to do besides the executive orders he signed is to, of course, get a new Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, which was no small feat. But I'm just very concerned now that things are running out of gas. Simply, there's no more gas in the machine. There's no more quantitative easings that are going to be down the pike. And I'm just worried a lot of people are really going to get hung out in this equity market, this stock market right now, because IBM came out today, and for the 20th straight quarter, 20 quarters, 5 years, they've had declining revenues every single quarter for 5 years. And this is a major player. Okay, we've had weakness in Goldman Sachs, who's a big player on Wall Street. So there's a lot of things. Oil markets, we're still digesting that big crack from $80 down to $27 and bouncing around at the $50 level. There's all kinds of weakness appearing in here, and I think I'm just going to reiterate that I think the safest place to be on the sideline is because there's no value that I see out there, really. There's nothing that what is the old saw? Buy cheap, sell dear, buy low, sell high. I can't find many things that are low, but I do see gold and silver. Gold's ticking up around $1,300 an ounce again, and that's been the one thing we've been consistently positive. I've been consistently positive on gold and silver. It's doing well. If gold takes out that $1,350 level, which has been resistance for the last few years, then it's going to really confirm that we're in a new uptrend in the gold market. So I would write that number down if you're playing the home game. That $1,350 is a really important level for gold. If we take that out, we'll probably try challenging the $2,000 an ounce level on gold, and that could happen pretty quickly. Over in the UK, Brexit, Prime Minister May is trying to set up an election there while she feels like she has the upper hand. Trump is in Kenosha, Wisconsin today at the headquarters or the operations of Snap-on Tools. up there and talking about what a dismal failure NAFTA has been for the United States. But he's also tightening the screws more on this U.S. products in U.S. applications. In other words, the Department of Transportation, we want to do all these highway infrastructure jobs. And Trump's tightening the screws on, kind of forcing us to use American steel. And even though we already have rules on the book from 1933 that dictate that United States products should be preferred, there have been escape clauses, like if it's unreasonable relative 25% higher than the rest of the world, if it would work a hardship, blah, blah, blah. They've used all these escape valves in the past to get around using U.S. product. Now Trump is closing up these loopholes. The problem is, and I'll end on this note, the problem I see is, on the one hand, Trump wants to push this Americans use American products, buy American, slow down the growth of imports from Germany, from Canada, from Japan, from China. But the problem is these international companies like IBM, the Fords, the General Motors, the big Fortune 500 companies, their big growth is overseas. Now, you might say, well, who cares? That doesn't benefit us here because they're not creating jobs. But they are creating jobs in the sense of larger infrastructure to support that and reporting. And certainly our factories initially supply that. So I'm kind of worried that Trump sometimes, I think President talks a little too roughly. I think sometimes he was talking about that Canada today, that they had gotten away with murder on NAFTA and things. And, these are our allies. You want to kind of get it done, but in public, you want to just be a little nicer maybe with them. So I'll just leave it on that note that I think these countries have the ability to bite back too. And if they do, we're going to be in the same situation like the 1930s with competing tariffs and beggar thy neighbor orders and customs tariffs and things, and it's going to be a real mess. And I don't want to have any money invested in that type of environment. So I'm still basically happy with cash. So that's it for me.
Just really quick, I used to be an options trader and gave up just because I never slept. We're consistently worrying about the VIX and et cetera, and so what does the whisper numbers look like for this quarter? For
GDP?
Well, the whisper numbers just for earnings, just in general, for like S&P 500.
Very solid in the tech sector, very weak in traditional consumer goods. Are kind of getting hammered with the continued movement to second tier names and what I call the dollar storeization of consumer goods. I mean, it's amazing what's on the shelves. I went into a Dollar Tree today for the first time in a couple of years. It's incredible what's on the shelves there. But there's definitely pressures, except for the tech sector. I would say that there's definitely Boeing's laid off a couple hundred engineers announced. So you have goodness in tech, but that's fully valued in my opinion. It's already baked into the cake, and then you have weakness that has not yet been recognized and rationalized in the rest of the market, coupled with the fact that Trump's tax things have not come to fruition yet, nor has his push to do away with Obamacare and things like that. So I don't want to say failed presidency, but as time goes by, it's going to be harder and harder for him to accomplish the things he wants, because his opposition forces will be mustering. So I'd say the tech looks strong but fully valued, and the other things are starting to be kind of undone at the edges. I said last week, Tesla, mate, right? Tesla motor car company out here in Fremont, California. I mean, their valuation you know, they're valued more than General Motors, and they produced 20,000 cars last year, and General Motors produces 10 million, right? And yet Tesla's a more valuable company than General Motors. These are these freaky little warning flags that go up to me that there might be some flim flam in Tesla and places like that. And I think if the market turns down again, the receding tide will lay bare a lot of bullshit that's going on in the financial world. So that's just my best guess on it.
I would think that the market is totally in a wait and see kind of holding pattern for right now. I suspect, just from what I recall about trading, I did most of my trading like 4, 5, 6 years ago, but based on what Obama did with all the regulations, etc., taxes, on businesses especially, I would assume the market's got a little more patience than just waiting for the first quarter to make a decision on growth for the rest of the term of the presidency. So, but although I would say the market is really overbought.
Yeah, and one of the things too, Meet, that we've talked about here is in the 80s we had the breakup of the we had the personal computer rose in the 80s. We had the breakup of the Bell system in the 90s, and we had the deregulation of telecommunication, the WorldComs, the Bernie Sanders, all that bullshit that went down, and that collapsed. Then we've had the growth of the internet through the 2000s, and we're at a point now we have a little bit of growth in biotech and stuff like that, but man, you need brains you need brains to work in that. A little bit goes a long way, right? I mean, I just can't put an assembly line of people there and produce product, right? It's a very narrow based labor business. So I'm really very concerned that the next big thing is not here, and I'm not seeing that on the radar. Now, we might be getting some sniffs of robotics and automation and artificial intelligence and stuff like that. When you think about McDonald's wants to replace people with maybe automated things that you could just grab it out and have it prepared. So I'm just worried we just don't have a big thing that's going to be a driver of wealth. And it kind of goes to your point that we can remove regulations, we can reduce costs, but how do we stimulate creativity and human desires and demand to have things grow? And I'm just not seeing that big driver that we saw. I think we've just kind of stalled out this engine for a while, and I think we're just carrying too much debt, and I just feared that things could get really ugly really, really fast.
Yeah. You're all right.
I got no comment.
Just keep buying that silver and gold. Just keep putting that away,
Yeah, I don't got no money in the market right now, so
Or buy
I'm
guns.
not paying attention.
Yeah, but just buy a shitload of guns. Invest your money in guns. Guns and ammo. There you
Land.
go. Or land. Yeah.
Just make sure it's defensible. I mean, that's a key. I got people going into Detroit because they think it's the buy of the century. And I'll tell you, when the tide recedes again on that baby, it's going to be,
Hey, they can always build
walking around in the house with candles because people are chopping the copper out of these street lights again and stuff. I mean, holy shit, that ain't any place I want to be. You talk about a non-defensible situation there. So if a home is sold to you for $5, there's a reason. A, it needs a shitload of work. B, it's a structural disaster probably. C, it's been gutted out inside of everything. And even after you rebuild it, they'll still pile in there when you're close to finishing and pull everything out. So this is how desperate people are to to try to get ahead in life, that they're willing to put their lives in jeopardy in a place like the worst neighborhoods in New York, in Detroit, to try to get a stake in the American dream. So, kind of weird. Yeah, you're going to hear you fine, mate. Your microphone's great.
I always want people to hear the meat.
Yeah. Linda says, yeah, and how much will it cost to run the meth cookers out? I'm not going to run them out of Detroit, I can tell you that,
Just partner with them.
I just hope my car goes a little faster than theirs does when to get the hell out of there. It's just...
yeah, that's not a very well sought after vacation spot.
Well, it's just there's not a lot of thought into what drove it to its situation and what's it going to take to reverse that. Car sales are showing up as dismal right now, quarter by quarter. There's been a huge drop in that. Retail in general, the floors falling out from under department stores and traditional retail, and so yeah, Detroit needs a Moab. There you go, Pops. The mother of all butts.
Well, if they turn the industry around for cars, maybe it'll be.
Well,
Kiss will be playing out there in Detroit, Rock City.
We cranked out the biggest sales, 10 million sales volume and stuff, selling worldwide, and we still can't get any valuation at all on these traditional car companies. And then you look at a company that's probably flim-flam like Tesla, and they're worth more than fucking General Motors and many times over. It's nonsensical to me. It's a huge red flag what's going on. Have you looked at a truck price lately? I went to a Ford dealer. They're like $89,000 for
they don't know shit.
A quad cab. It's like, geez.
Yeah, you get a diesel, long bed.
Yeah, trucks.
And you're paying 80 grand.
Trucks used to be the value proposition on the car dealer's lot. And now they're all jacked up and fancified, and the price tags are crazy on them.
Well, why does it cost more to have a metal bed than it does to have back seats, fucking cameras, and
it's ridiculous.
Headrests with TVs in it?
Because you can make money with a truck, and they know that shit. So
yeah.
You can buy me a truck.
So there's a lot of things that just don't make a bit of sense to me in terms of value. Where people are valuing things right now.
That's why you buy an old truck.
That's exactly right. Yep.
It's all heavy metals. It's brass, bullets, gold, silver, and firearms.
Beans and bacon.
Yeah, Chris says
pickup trucks.
Pickups are overpriced, but damn great to have one. It is good to have a pickup at $89,000 for a new one, and then you have to add sales tax on top of that, 8.5%.
What's Kelly yelling about?
That's how she puts him to bed. She threatens him.
Okay.
You can hear her all the way back there. That's crazy.
All I heard was, "You better get your ass to bed, or your dad's bringing one of them guns."
Yeah. They ain't scared of me.
Shit, that
What
truck.
do you think of the folks in Fresno today? It's kind of close to home, and I know a couple of my YouTube buddies live up there. I Am Ramro lives real close to there, and his kids live there. And first thing I thought, it was crap. I hope they're okay. And it's actually a pretty gun-friendly zone up in that part of California, believe it or not. All you have to do is just sign up, and you can get a CCW overnight, pretty much. They don't It's not like Los Angeles or rather San Francisco type area where they're kind of stringent on letting you have one. I'm surprised that guy wasn't taken down faster than he was.
That's a big difference between north and south. I'm up in Santa Rosa, meet, so just north of in Sonoma County up here, up in wine country, and the court ruled that you have to issue these concealed carry permits, but the sheriff and the city police, head of the chief of police for Santa Rosa, say, yeah, we have to issue them, but it doesn't say how much time we have to issue them. So they're all just stacked on the desk, just sitting there. They're like, we're not issuing any.
Yeah, well, it's still, you're talking about the bill that went, well, it wasn't a bill. It was a lawsuit that happened maybe 2.5, 3 years ago now. The Peruta case down in San Diego, that actually got overturned by a second en banc court, an 11-judge panel. At first, it was a 3-judge panel with 2 conservatives on it. So that's how they ended up saying you have to relax your judgments on what is good cause. But they put it back to an en banc panel of 11 judges, and of course, you can't find many judges that are conservative in California. So,
well, we got this, what is it, 8th Circuit Court of Appeals. It's very liberal out here. And
9th, yeah.
Yeah, 9th. So people always try to push to get their cases into this venue for a Court of Appeals.
Yeah. Well, we were waiting for Gorsuch to show up, and I guarantee you California is going to appeal that to the U.S. Supreme Court, and it should make a precedence across the United States, and we will win.
Yeah, just tell me when they're sending Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I think she needs to retire, you know.
Isn't she like 114 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
I'll be right back.
I'm not as fancy as you, Big Meat Sunday, SoCal, whatever the hell you know. Or Rob, but I did get my conversion kit in for my Dillon 550 to do 45 long coal. So I can start loading the shit out of those things.
Nice.
Those are big.
I was having the brakes done on the delivery truck the other day, and I was walking out the back of the bay, and he had a 5-gallon bucket full of wheel weights, and I said, "What y'all doing with them?" He said, "Well, we sent them back to the scrapyard." I said, "You mind if I take them?" He's like, "No, you go ahead. You know, I just paid them $1,100." So I started digging through them. There was no lead. It was all zinc. I took them back up there. I said, "No, I don't need this kind of weights."
These are the wrong kind of weights. They're not weighty enough.
Y'all let me know when you get the lead ones back in. I'll be back. I wasn't going to dig through that whole bucket to get 3 weights. You know, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, the good old days of just getting lead weights from a tire shop are over with. If you get a bucket, you're lucky if you get a third of it. Hell, half of them are steel. The other half are fucking zinc. Like you said, it's slim pickings.
Yeah, I was just going to give him to Bobby, you know, because he makes bullets for me. Just going to give him to him. But damn, I was like, man, I'm giving him a boatload of work is what I'm giving him. So.
Yeah, I'm curious, just to kind of backtrack, because somebody asked me about Trump backing off labeling China as a currency manipulator to get them more on board with North Korea, which they immediately did. They got on. But how do you guys feel almost 100 days into the presidency? Those that were very supportive, of course, I'm a libertarian, but I didn't vote for Trump or Clinton. But how do you feel about how things has it met your expectations, or how are you feeling about Trump as a president? Are you liking what you're seeing?
Other than him attacking Syria, I'm okay with everything he's done so far. I don't care for him attacking Assad. But as far as going after ISIS and the other things they've done, I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. I'm happy. You know, that was the one thing that I'm not happy with. But other than that, not that I would ever have a president that I wouldn't be something they done. Other than that, I'm cool with them. I'm good with it.
Because I remember how pissed you were about us being involved in Iraq and Afghanistan, and well, maybe not so much Afghanistan, but certainly Iraq. You were really pissed off about our misadventures in that country, and
yeah. Well, and see that spills over to Syria.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think you'd be real happy about.
I wasn't happy about that at all. Now, but like I said, as far as, a lot of people made a lot of, woo-ha about the big fucking bomb he dropped on ISIS. And it's like, well, as long as it's ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Syrian rebels, whoever, fucking annihilate them. I have no problem with that. When he actually went after a country's military, I have a problem with that. But other than that, I'm okay with him. I'm happy. Look what her fucking choice was. Fucking Hillary. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, the things he said he was going to work on, he's actually striving to get that stuff accomplished. So, not to say that everything's right or is going to agree with everybody, but the stuff he said he was going to try to do, I mean, he's not completed everything, but he's at least trying to get steps forward.
The big thing he's been able to do is sign executive orders and get that Supreme Court, Gorsuch on the bench, I think, because the Senate flexed the rules a little bit over there, so you could have a straight up and down 50 to whatever. It's a simple majority instead of 2/3 or 66%. So
I think it's expected. His failure is, in the first 100 days is not necessarily a failure. Yeah, he tried to do the Obamacare thing and the tax thing and the wall thing and the this and that and the other thing. But you have to understand, government doesn't move that fast. It's a big bureaucracy and everybody's got an ego. So, everybody has to get their $10 in the conversation, and it'll take some time, but I have no doubt that Obamacare will be nothing to do with Obamacare in the next 3 or so years. Taxes, I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, going back to economics conversation, I think that'll really boost the economy when we can get rid of a lot of the regulations. Really hindering our production and hiring. A lot of people are scared to death to hire anybody because of Obamacare and taxes. So once those things are relieved, you'll really start to see growth. And as far as the wall, being in California, bring it. Higher the better.
The what? Oh, the wall? Yeah.
Well, I have to admit I'm kind of disappointed, only in the sense that there's a fully Republican Congress, and then it kind of broke up into a very conservative part. Well, we've talked about this before. The big mistake was allowing them to tie the removal of Obamacare with replacing it with something else. That's what really threw a monkey wrench into the works. But I remember when they interviewed FDR about the 100 days in 1933, and he said if I didn't get it done in the first 100 days, I would have gotten half of what I wanted to get done in the second 100 days, and I would have gotten 1/4 of what I wanted to get done in the third 100 days. In other words, your best shot at getting things done is as soon as you grab the reins of power and push it through. But I think the problem was that there was not enough bridge building to the traditional Republican Party in Congress, and all of a sudden the heritage wing or whatever it is that just wants to totally do away with Obamacare was more than happy to vote against to not be on board with Trump's dumping of Obamacare. And I think that was a surprise to him. I really think it was a surprise. I think he thought he could strong arm that through. And at the, they pulled it at the last minute because it didn't have the votes for it. So will it be easier? Will taxes be easier? I don't know, Well, now you have 100 days for everybody and his mother to come knocking at your door and lobby. Well, we want this tax break. we want that when.
Well, the problem with the Obamacare thing wasn't that they were going to repeal Obamacare. They were going to replace it with a light version of Obamacare.
Yeah,
it was
still a disaster. This is not what people elected Trump to do. And somewhere along the line,
and that's why it shouldn't have passed. They just needed to repeal Obamacare, period, not replace it with any fucking thing.
Yeah,
and that's where
they will not have enough votes to do that. They will not be able to do that.
Well, that's what writers. That's why it failed. That's why it failed.
The reason why they can't do that, though, is because these politicians have less interest in the people that they're representing as opposed to the interest they have in getting reelected. That's the right thing to do. Right. Do away with it completely and then create some system that for the individuals who can't afford insurance, let them flock that direction. For the people who want insurance, you guys can go the other way.
Yeah, it's called a lack of courage. It's called a lack of courage, to make a courageous decision and stick with it. So will it be repealed? I kind of wonder now. I wonder if the votes will be there, because there will always be that, well, we need something to transition. We need something to.
Well, they don't even have to repeal it. It's going to fail on its own. It's already failing. It's falling flat on its fucking face. It's just the fact that we need our Senate or representatives to just go ahead and do away with it and not replace it with any fucking thing. Anything. We don't need our government and our healthcare, period. Just fucking get rid of it and ball up, fucking man up, get rid of it. Healthcare be its own fucking entity. We don't need the government in it. That's where we fucked up.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm just saying, letting the two be tied together instead of getting a clean vote on eliminating it and then taking it from there. So.
But that's why there was a big caucus that blocked what they wanted to do. It wasn't getting rid of Obamacare. It was just modifying it. And that's why it didn't go through. And actually, I support that, because I didn't agree with it either. It's like, no, you're not getting rid of it. You're just modifying it a little bit and, taking a few things out of it and adding a few things to it. And no, you don't pass that. I don't agree with it, and they shouldn't have passed it, and they didn't. So I'm happy about that. If you're going to repeal Obamacare, fucking repeal it, period. That's it. No, not replace it with anything.
I'm going to go out on a limb and make a prediction. They'll never have a clean elimination vote on Obamacare.
Oh, I agree with you. I know it won't happen either.
What will happen is it'll fiscally collapse. That'll be it. That'll be the undoing. That'll be the reality. It just fell of its own weight, and we had to abandon the program because we couldn't get Congress to fund subsidies and blah, blah, blah. So it's back to the states. It's up to you guys to solve your own citizens' problems within your states.
I got nothing really to say. I haven't been keeping up with with any of this shit, man. I'm listening. I'm learning more listening to you guys, and I haven't been keeping up with it. I don't know what's going. I heard there was. I heard about something today on YouTube about a guy that got shot, and then the cops chased him, and he killed himself. And I heard about a bomb. This is literally all I know from the last few weeks. and Moab. Let's see what else. This is all my current events in like 1 minute. Yes, but I don't know what's going on in the world, so I can't really contribute a whole lot right now. Wife's laughing at me. I haven't watched the news and literally, I guess I haven't watched the news really since Trump got elected. I'm just gonna let the boy do his thing and see what happens.
I listen to the news on the way into work and the way home. That's about it. I don't even watch television at home. As soon as I get home, I turn on and watch all your videos about your shadow.
Yeah, I need to make you a fresh one so you don't have to keep replaying that old one.
I've been consistently watching BP9 and Shadow 2 videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna do you a video of this. What's it called? Double Alpha Race Master.
Yeah.
Race Master holster. I mean, that's all there's to it, right there.
Yeah, it just hangs onto the trigger guard, and there's like
safe.
the muzzle goes in a little like nubbin at the other end. Oh, it doesn't even have that.
Well, it's optional. I didn't get that. I figured, whatever. When you're a ninja like me, you don't want any extra stuff on there. So.
Oh hell no! Thousandths of an inch or thousandths of a second are going to matter for sure.
Yeah, but I've seen these things, and it's to prove to you how much I don't know. It's when I was at that USPSA match, everybody that I seen walking with one of these, I was like, well, they must be in the open division, like almost no rules. Bring whatever you want, freaking have the gun on a hover device in front of you, whatever the hell you want. And everybody's like, no, that's limited class. I was like, okay, I need to take advantage of some of them rules, because I thought this was more like limited class. You know what I mean? So, and by the way, that's the blade tech I was telling you about earlier.
I did actually go buy one of those things since then.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the offset piece right there that you can take off and then attach this directly to that. And then it just becomes a regular holster, basically. So
yeah, I'm gonna actually just ditch. I don't know if the one I bought comes with that, but if it does, I'm gonna throw it in the trash probably, and then just use those Blade Tech quick detach thingy mabobbers that clip onto the belt and just screw that directly to the holster.
Yeah, you can replace the belt loop with that. Yeah, like these things, those things there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised at how cheap it was. $68? Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's a good price, I think.
I'm kind of like one of those dudes who's like, I'm the exact opposite of you. You'll go hunting and looking for a bargain. I'll just find the first place that's selling it and be like, I'll take two.
I hear you. Sometimes your time's worth more than the money. But anyway, so hopefully Saturday or Sunday I'll get to go play around with these holsters and see how they run.
I actually found a holster company that's local that I had no idea they were even local. They're well, not local. I mean, my area is huge, but they're within about an hour of me, and they actually do appointments, kind of like Big Johnson's guy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about having some weird guns that I have that are impossible to find holsters now for. See if they'd be interested in doing me a couple.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you going to make a video on one of your channels when you get your next pistol in? Whatever pistol may be?
Oh, maybe. I still want to do a video on those targets that I bought that I was telling you about.
Uh-huh.
The Alpha 8. They're cool as hell. But I'm still waiting for an answer back from the company that makes them on some details that are completely undocumented. Yet they're published as these targets will do these things, but in order to make them do these things, you either need like some kind of crazy like telekinetic like mind power because it's completely undocumented, or oh, there he is, or you know, just have some kind of brilliant like friggin' dream that comes to you so you can figure it out. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm definitely doing a video on the 2 new ones that are coming in, and I probably bought 20 or 30 guns since the last video I made on a gun on that channel. It's just my garage is so small, and trying to set up cameras in there, trying to do a reloading video, it's like a tripod jungle. You have to, like, moving around, and it's a really small area, so I don't know. It's not as fun as working in the kitchen, that's for sure.
Well, you just need to move all that crap into the kitchen.
2 gun safes and an Audi.
Hey, you're in California. Be careful what you say. Yeah, probably illegal to own that many guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good call.
Whew, I'm better now. I got tea.
Oh Lord.
You're so badass. You're so badass, Rick.
Tell you what, man, I gotta have it.
Is that your sweet tea?
That's my sweet tea.
Sweet tea. How are you, baby?
Better than heroin, right?
No, sure. Better than crack, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna get something to drink myself.
I don't think crack's that bad, to be perfectly honest with you.
You don't think what?
I don't think crack's really that bad. You guys hear me okay? Hello? Is this thing on?
I hear you.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about giving that a try one of these days. I'll let you know.
Yeah, you know, if you got an open mind, it's like that Jimi Hendrix song. Have you ever been experienced?
I don't even know if I know that song.
If I decide that I need to give up my gun and ammo budget to crack, I might try it. But right now, it looks like it's going to be guns and ammo. I don't see me setting aside money for crack.
Yeah, me too. Maybe when the planet runs out of guns, I'll start smoking crack.
Just don't get caught. I mean, it's the same kind of thing I have to deal with here in California, you know. Don't get caught without a bullet button. Don't get caught with a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds. Don't get caught with this. Don't get caught with that. Don't get caught collecting water. Don't get caught growing your own vegetables. Don't get caught, shit. Crack is easy.
You're allowed crack. You're just not allowed much.
Yeah, that's funny. That's probably more true than what you think.
It is very true. Did you grow that vegetable?
I wasn't going to eat it. I wasn't going to sell it either.
I swear
I was
it
just
wasn't
experimenting.
mine. It wasn't mine.
I swear to God, I was just going to throw it over the fence. I was going to throw it in the trash or something.
You got it cut up in little pieces.
Put the cuffs on.
You got your lettuce in little baggies. What's up with that, man?
Is that oregano?
You are allowed to grow weed, though. That's funny. The law is for self-use, not distribution. You're allowed up to 6 plants a year. And I'm thinking that's a fucking boatload of weed. What are you going to do with all that?
I guess you got to sell it. It's almost like, or give it away. I don't know. Can you give it away without getting in trouble?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
That's distribution.
Oh, shit. I thought that was just being nice.
You can't do anything without getting in trouble. You're on to something, Neat.
Well, you're just letting them borrow it. I mean, it wears off, right? So you're not really giving it to them. I mean,
Yeah, that's it. I
It's only,
just left it there. The guy came and took it. I don't know what happened to it.
it's like loaning out. It's like loaning out liquor. You don't really give liquor out. You just loan it out.
Yeah, it's a borrowed thing, and then ends up going full circle back to you eventually. You just have to keep paying for it.
What's your next gun, Pops?
Don't answer that.
Nothing.
Buying guns off list in California is ridiculous. So just don't answer that question.
Yeah, I don't have anything on the list. I'm gonna start selling a few things actually. Got my Scorpion I'm gonna get rid of. I don't need that no more. And maybe a couple Glocks.
I got some Glocks for sale.
Uh,
I don't think they bring much money right now though. That's the only problem.
You have a 229 Scorpion?
No, the what do you call it? The CZ Scorpion. The carbine, the 9mm carbine.
I thought you were talking about one of the SIGs. Have you bought the SIG Scorpion yet?
No, that sounds expensive.
Well, you know the Legions that I brought? They have the exact same trigger.
Oh, okay.
Reset.
I could use a Legion before it's all over with. That's probably in the
Legion's like $100 more.
Yeah, right. And I think they're just so amazing. I'll put that one in the crib before too long, honestly. I want to be a member of that elite club.
You can buy cool hats that nobody else can.
That's right.
And knives and useless fucking stuff.
You can send more money to them.
Yeah.
Elite club.
Overpriced everything. Overpriced everything. You can
I read an article about is the Legion upgrades really worth it? And I think at the end of the article they basically said yes, but it kind of took the long way to get there because they priced out different improvements to the firearms and stuff like that. And I'm sure SIG did some research before they put that program out there. But so, yeah, I think it's probably worth it.
Yeah, it's basically a Scorpion. That's what they call kind of their. It's a Cerakoted flat dark earth gun with G10 grips, with the SRT trigger in it and night sights. But the Legion has all that stuff. Plus, I think they send it to some, unbeknownst place and polish a bunch of stuff up for you. So you just get a lot of smooth action.
Yeah.
Does that even make sense? You get some smooth action from that, man.
You get some butter in your gun. Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Just don't put your video. You might not want to link your video of how good a group the Glock is compared to the CZs and what was it, HK? Because that Glock, it shot a decent shotgun pattern, but with a special trigger and custom barrel and all that, that was the shittiest group that's probably what I shoot with mine too.
That was a stock barrel. Yeah, but see how you remembered to bring your Glock TR and not your CZ?
I wish that's why I couldn't hit that fucking Texas Star bullshit.
Fuck
that thing was a pain in the ass. I hate that Texas Star. I wasted dumped a whole fucking magazine on that motherfucker.
I wanted for bringing that motherfucker out there.
I think if you shoot the legs and it just falls over, does that count if they all just fall?
I shot that thing with the CZ, and I shot it 3 times, so that's 15 shots. It took me 16 bullets to hit it 3 times. No joke, I'm not lying. I wish I had it on video. It was awesome. But
you only shot it about 150 times at this point. That was my first time.
Yeah, and it depends on how close you get to too. So
Yeah, so like from 5 feet, it's probably way easier.
no, I was at the same distance we were doing it at Farmageddon, so no
It
cheat.
explains all the scabs on your forehead and cheeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look like my legs.
That thing is evil. A liberal had to come up with that thing just to make us look bad. I don't know. It was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I can't hit shit.
Yeah, that was designed to make gun guys frustrated and quit shooting.
Hey, do they have the spinner one, Rob? Not that spins this way, but it spins back and forth. It's 2 paddles, and you got to get it to go all the way around. Where you bought the other ones at?
I mean, they make those. That same company makes all kinds of shit, but I didn't.
Yeah, if you want to commit suicide, TR, buy one of those fucking things and try to get it to go all the way around. Those things will kick your ass. The star one, at least they stay there till you're ready, but the other one goes back to 0 if you don't hit it for a while. You're like, all that work.
I was watching some USPSA match videos, and they have those targets where when you hit them, it hits, and then all of a sudden the one target starts doing this, peeking out from behind a barrel.
Yeah.
And you see guys trying to time it and shit. I mean, that's got to be tough.
You'll be doing that.
I can't wait to this month to see what the stages are like. I'd like to go volunteer on Fridays, but on Fridays I normally pick up the girls from school. I think if you volunteer to help set them up, man, you got such a huge advantage because you're freaking sitting there setting them up, and you can like really think it through the whole time you're out there. But anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
plus you shoot for free that Saturday if you go help set up.
Oh, that's cool. How far away from your house is it?
40 minutes, not bad.
Is it towards the farm?
No, it's like the other direction totally.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like southeast, farms north.
Guess I won't be going out there to shoot with you.
Yeah, it's probably you damn near have to come all the way into Charleston to go to.
It's
Can Google it. You can Google it. It's Palmetto Gun Club. It comes right up.
So it's probably another hour and a half from the farm.
Well, no, because you would come straight down 26 instead of going left on 95. You'd come down a little further to Somerville and make a right. So it really, I bet it's only like 45 minutes more to there. But you still got a long drive anyway, so that's a lot. But the outdoor shooting's the way to go, man.
Oh yeah, way better.
Such bigger stages.
The last time they had an IDPA match, I don't know if it was IDPA or IPSC or what, but out at my gun range, I think I explained this the last time I did this, but anyway, yeah, some guy got shot in the back at one of these tournaments, killed him instantly. Just the way they had the range set up, there was a range behind the place where they were running the match, and at the top of the berm, which is probably 15, 20 feet high, they have these railroad ties that are sandwiched with 1-inch plywood that's also filled with dirt, and some guy in the range behind was getting out of control and putting rounds up into the berm, hit the berm in the plywood, and the bullet ricocheted through the dirt and back down into the event, and went straight into this poor dude waiting to do his stage. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon. No.
Yeah, I don't know, when they stack ranges like that, that's weird. I've been to a place where you're shooting at the side of like rifle benches with just a berm in between. That doesn't seem right. Where we shoot, they're all facing the same direction, and there's just an impact zone. So it's pretty safe.
Yeah. Real estate for that sort of thing is pretty limited around where I live, believe it or not.
Yeah, I would say.
When does when does that go into effect? Buying ammo deal.
Oh, the registration to buy ammo. I think that's January of 18.
Well, here's a good question for you. How does that affect reloading components?
There is no such thing as reloading in California. Just move on.
Nothing
okay.
to see here.
I have so much
Nothing to see.
ammo stockpiled, it ain't gonna matter.
No primers, no bullets, no brass.
We don't talk about that. Just quiet
No.
down, move on.
No problem, man. No problem, man.
I just transferred thousands of rounds out of California to North Carolina on my last trip
We just lived a life here.
via airplane. I figured for sure I was going to get screwed on that deal.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it worked out good.
We're talking to you, so it must have.
Yeah.
You actually flew with it?
Yeah. Well, so I had some 40 cal stuff, some 223, which is 224, but I had it sitting in my locker for like almost a year. So finally my kit, because I always just go with the backpack. And I was gonna try to pull it off where I just brought it in, because all it is lead, right? I'm thinking. And I go, I better not. I'm going to get stopped, and then I'm going to miss a plane, and then my whole fucking day is going to be screwed. So when my wife and kids flew in and did the vacation deal for a little while in California, I just grabbed a couple of their suitcases, and then I had some extra. So I just threw it in the bottom of the plane. But that stuff's been sitting in my locker for months, at least a half a year.
You get nailed with the overcharge for the baggage weight?
No, I had to do some testing. Yeah, that's about 50 pounds. Yeah, this one's 50 pounds.
You should have just thrown them in a bunch of flat rate boxes and mailed them to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the way I always get them. Yeah, I get the largest flat rate box as long as it's not over 80 pounds or whatever it is, or 70 pounds, whatever. Whenever I buy bulk ammo from like Midway or Rainier, I'll buy the blemished bullets just because they're cheaper, but they're still just as good, and they like literally half the cost. They show up in these little tiny boxes, and you see my poor little Vietnamese friggin' mail delivery guy, like walking up the driveway like he's carrying a friggin' tub of uranium or something. It's like,
how you go? Same way you do, bud.
You fucking guy! You keep ordering.
Oh, I hate these fucking white savages with.
Just another load of tungsten here.
That's right. More wheel weights.
Another bulk pennies to search for my hobby.
My FedEx guys and UPS, they don't even bother coming up my driveway anymore. They just drop the shit off at the bottom of the driveway. Which I've already told them, just throw it in the driveway. It'll be all right. Okay, because I live on a little road. There's only a few people live on this road. They don't even try anymore. Just okay. Just there it is.
I'm not worried about it getting stolen. People in my area are too lazy to steal that shit. It's too heavy.
Fuck. I was thinking about calling Dylan up and ordering just asking him for the exact same thing: 9mm, 40, 45, and 223 for the 650 and the 1050. All the same shit. See what the difference was.
Well, they're going to ask you about 900 questions, so you better be ready to answer them.
Yeah, like the tungsten this and all that.
Well, no, not even that. Do you want tool heads for them all?
Yes.
Do you want the shell plates for them all?
I want all the same shit. Here's this one. Here's this one. How much difference?
So 4 calibers, 5 calibers, or 4?
$1,000. Let me just jump in here and say it's $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be $1,000 difference.
Yeah.
Because just the tool heads alone are $200 each difference.
So
Yeah,
$650 it is then.
Well, you don't have to do it all right away. You could buy a tool head every few months. I mean, geez,
Why you got to call me names? Toolhead.
Jeez.
Snapperhead.
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 Or do like I did, get a 550, Rick. It works good too.
I'm on a 650 at least.
Until you want to reload rifle.
I probably need to just sell you my 650 and keep the love moving, and then just go ahead and get the 1050. It's probably what I need to do.
Let's do it.
There you go. There you go. Pass it on.
Got all the tool heads ready to go. Got everything you want except 40.
Sold.
Well, the Square B is the one you can't do rifle with. The 550 you can. I mean, I bought it just for the 223.
I thought you couldn't do rifle on the 550 for some reason.
Yeah,
You can do one guy right there. That's the one you can't do rifle.
Yeah, the Square B, or 450 maybe you can't, but the 550 you can.
Yeah, Rob, sell me that shit.
We'll work out a deal. I need to get into the 1050 world.
Attaboy.
Let's go. Let's do this.
I mean, just the swaging option alone is worth moving. Period.
That's what I was trying to tell Coda Boy. I don't know if he's still out there or not in the chat side, but the swaging thing alone is such a huge time saver. Huge time saver.
And that extra station to, just one extra station, you got options. So
to trim.
Yeah.
Do you trim on yours, Rob?
No, I mean, what a lot of guys do, just so you know, with the 650 is they'll do brass prep and then they'll reset up and do reloading. So they'll do, but you still don't get the swaging, But if you really want to set up a tool head with one of those trimmers, you can resize, you could decap, resize, trim, and then swage and clean, and then just do a session of reloading. But with the 1050, you can basically do everything all at one time. So that's the huge benefit.
Yeah, I think 650 is fine. Because I got a wager
and if you basically just reload for your matches, right? So you're talking a couple hundred rounds at a time, but you want them to be accurate loads for what you're doing. So
yeah. I just don't want to have to do a single stage. Not for just normal shooting ammo.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the single stage is only good for making, to me, I kind of went backwards just so I could learn it a little bit easier. But the single stage has a place in making really, maybe really nice 308 ammo, match grade ammo that you want to kind of take your time with, or hunting ammunition, or you know what I'm saying. But the 650 can make a few hundred rounds as you know, of good quality pistol or rifle ammo for your matches in a few hours, just sitting down taking your time.
Yeah.
So he's got two 1050s and a 650, and his 650 set up primarily just for 300.
Yeah,
making 300 blackout, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of why I came out here. So the 650 is basically what Pop has. Same setup. I don't know if you guys can see it because I'm holding my laptop out at the end of my arm, and there's tons of light out here. But so it's got the case feeder, and then you see the case trimmer, which has a die up underneath here that sizes and trims the little guys. And let's see, let me push this shell plate. So yeah, out pops a little 300 blackout, which is super easy, but you got to really want them. But I have the 1050 for large primer, and so this guy is my 308 and 45. making machine. Look at that.
Yeah, baby. Represent.
And then my other machine over on the other side of the bench is this is actually where I reload the 300. It's set up for that right now. That guy is all small primer. And the second station in this thing right here, where my finger is, I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but that's where the swaging happens. And the best part about that is, like I was telling, I can't remember who, but when you come across a 45 case that has a small primer pocket of a large primer in one of those things, ooh, it'll make your butt pucker.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom. Someone was asking about a 4 pistol caliber. Oh, C-Max arms. If you're only doing pistol, you can get away. Even TR and me have the Dylan Deal Square B. But
I think the
pistol.
650, they will send it to you set up with whatever pistol caliber you want for pretty reasonable. I want to say.
I think it's without the case feeder. It's like $600.
$600 is what I was going to say. Yeah, and so to me, that's if you're going to because a lot of guys all they shoot is 9mm. I mean, that would be the way to go because man, you can load a shit ton of 9mm with a 650. I mean, a shitload. I mean, I did that one video where I loaded 3,700 rounds in a 8-hour day.
It's easy to do. You just get in a groove, and it's hard to stop because it's like printing money, literally.
It's like a machine.
Yeah, except ammo's gotten to be so cheap now. You gotta really think about your time.
You gotta want
I'd rather be out shooting,
Yeah.
So that's why I've been buying so much ammo lately. Plus, I can, I got my little tricks to get it real cheap and stuff. So.
Yeah, you do.
Back when Sandy Hook, what was the one before Sandy Hook? I guess it was Columbine. No, there was something between those two. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was like
the movie theater, wasn't there?
Around like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, the movie theater thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Colorado, I think.
Yeah, Aurora. That's right.
Aurora.
So yeah, after that happened, shit, I was like, sign me up. The ammo prices went like literally triple, at least in California, just because, in Charleston or the smaller metropolises of the United States, there's not that many shooters in such a wide area. But here in Southern California, you got, there's 17 million people, probably 10% of them are into shooting. That's still a whole bunch of people that want ammo. So the shelves were like gone. Everything was gone.
Yeah.
So like right after it happened, there happened to be a gun show. I'm like, I'm signing up. Sign me up. I'm a reloader now. And I bought a case of each primer size and tons of cases and tons of bullets and tons of powder at this show, and haven't looked back since.
That's right. Mainlining it now.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. That's my drugs.
I'll take an IV of primers, please.
Yeah, give me an IV of Winchester 231, and I'll take that case of small primers and those 142 grain bullets and.
Yeah, while you're at it.
Since I'm here,
I love buying stuff in bulk and then getting free shipping. Like that's my play on the whole reloading thing. Bulk prices, free shipping.
That's
I'd say Winchester 231 is my favorite pistol powder.
231?
Yeah.
I use 231 a lot, as well as universal clays,
Yeah.
which is
Or
actually a
hydrogen.
shotgun.
Hydrogen. What is it? Hydrogen. HP 38 is the same thing as 231. I think. I'm just guessing right now.
Well, if y'all ever looked at the actual burn rate chart, like
Yeah.
every powder on the planet, where it lists them all, and if
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
find one powder, you just find the powder that's on each side of that, and you're good to go. I mean, basically, because I didn't realize how many powders there were. An old Papa's Place sent me that link to that chart, and I was like, dear God. But yeah, he's like, well, the burn rates is from top to bottom. If this is what you shoot with or load with, and you can't find that, just try to find one either side of that, and you'll be real close to what you like to push the bullet at, and all that good stuff. So it's a good thing to have. Find the link to it. Keep
Pretty
it
much
handy.
any of them will work. You just kind of find your little pet peeves of the ones you like the best. I know, like Unique with lead bullets seem to smoke the most, so I stayed away from Unique. But that's just because I shoot a lot of lead bullets, and Form is just that they smoke more. I don't know what the combination was, but with Unique, I had a lot more smoking than I did with other powders. Little bullshit like that. And it's not like it was black powder, like just like you couldn't see the damn target anymore. It was just smoked more, just enough that you could tell the difference.
You got a question out there by Brian. What powder are you guys using for 9mm?
I use clays, universal clays, or Winchester 231.
I've used Power Pistol and I think Red Dot or something like that.
I use Tight Group.
No, I'm sorry, Bullseye. I think it's Bullseye. My bad.
Is it the Ram Shot? Oh, Silhouette also works pretty good too.
I have used the Tight Group on loading some very low velocity rifle rounds that were pretty cool.
You can use this stuff, Brian. Or this stuff right here. This is that's 4.8 grains for 9mm. Tight Group.
Some back in the day, it used to be whatever the hell you could get your hands on. Now you can pretty much get what you want.
Well, what you do with the powder that you don't know what you have is you put it in a Ziploc bag.
Snapper head.
And then you bring it to Farmageddon.
You wait till some dude is sitting close to the fire and you launch it in.
Throw it in. I'll give everybody ideas for Farmageddon next time, Bob.
Oh no, that already happened, Rosie.
He's throwing those rocks at that fucking thing.
Yeah, I tripped and dropped a big old bag of that stuff in there.
I texted TR a picture of what happens when you do that to somebody. So Rick, if you see that picture, it's all your fault.
Well, send it to me.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, pretty much any powder that'll do 9s, it'll do 45s, and I'm sure you guys know that it's usually what's weird is 9mm and 45. It's like the same freaking powder load. The same thing for a 115 grain bullet and a 9mm is pretty much the same thing it is for a 230 grain bullet and a 45.
Wow. That big of a difference in grain, the load.
Yeah. I still like a 45. I mean, I carry a 9mm, but I still like a 45.
Yeah, when it absolutely positively has to get there to its job. The 45.
What's really fun is pushing these things, a 45 long Colt. If you get into reloading, pushing these really, really fast. These are a lot of fun. I mean, I've shot 45 long Colts that literally bruised my palm of my hand. They were so damn hot.
That's got to be a pretty cool round to load, though.
Oh, yeah.
Did you already say how many grains of powder you're putting in there? Did you already say that?
I don't remember. I mean, if you really want to push them hard, you start getting into the Magnum powders, the 2400, Red Dot, and some other. I forget the other ones. But yeah, I mean, H1. What is it? H110, hydrogen H110. You can push these. You can a 45 long Colt will actually surpass a 44 Magnum. But you have to have a Ruger. Not necessarily this one, not necessarily the little, play guns here, but you have to have one that's got the full frame.
Big heavy bitch.
Yeah, big heavy son bitch.
Just to absorb the shock on that.
Yeah.
BAR, big ass revolver.
Then you can push the shit out of them. You want to push like 320 grain bullets out of it, screaming out. And it can be done.
But it's still safe, TR? Safety first, my friend. Billy's sending his Ruger back. Get some work done on it. Is that the one I shot, Billy? That thing had a sweet ass trigger on it.
I think that's his LCP too, or whatever they call it.
Oh, he let me try out some wheel gun that had a sweet trigger on it.
Well, it's shooting. If I'm not mistaken, it's shooting really high, like really high. By point of aim, it's like. Shoo.
That happened to me on the car P380. They had it was one of those California compliant ones, so it had the chamber indicator, loaded chamber indicator, and they didn't have the same sights on the front and back, so that thing was fucking shooting way off. Yeah, one of those stupid ass things.
Oh, he says it's shooting way low, not way high. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, I did go to the safe. If you're going to actually shoot the really hot ones, you need a regular Black Hawk. This is a Bisley, just Black Hawk with target sights. And then you can put some hot fucking loads in that thing and just fucking let her eat.
Yeah, your bear gun.
Biggity wants to know what is a plus P in pistol ammo. Y'all want to answer that?
Plus pressure, right? And it just makes more pressure, more velocity, right?
Yeah, it's just a hot one.
Yeah, it's just a hot round. It's still within the range of not totally stupid, but
not Magnum, but plus
yeah,
P.
It's just a little more pressure and a little more powder.
Yeah, and your gun needs to be rated for it.
For sure. Good point.
Because you'll find out really quick when it isn't. What just happened? It'll make a good YouTube video, though. The bullet is hauling ass. P plus or plus P plus.
They do make those too.
Yeah.
Basically, buy a good fucking gun, and you won't have to worry about that shit.
Or just buy the next caliber up. That's always an option. I swear I can make this 9mm shoot like a 45.
Yeah, usually the plus P's and the plus P plus and stuff like that, where you have to worry about it, is revolvers. Most modern day semi-autos handle pretty much anything you feed them. Most. I won't say all, but I'll say most.
Yeah, like Parlesk was just saying there in the chat,
Yeah.
small frame handguns just really weren't designed for it. It's more of a shock on the gun itself, not really the pressure in the barrel that's really going to hurt you.
That and the slide.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a little J-frame Smith & Wesson or a Rossi or something like that, that's when you have to. And it's not like it'll blow it up if you shot it. It's just like the gun's not rated for it, and it could fail. So it's best not to do it with that. But most of your modern day guns, semi-autos. So when you get into revolvers, that's a whole different world, and then you got to really pay attention to what you're doing.
Brian Marks just put something out there in the chat, in the side chat, talking about double loads, using a powder that you have to use more of in order to get like a regular like muzzle velocity out of. For most pistol ammo, you're going to be really hard pressed, even rifle, especially rifle, you're going to be really hard pressed to double load any of those without a huge mess on your hands.
You're like, okay, I fucked up.
Yeah, you're going to have powder all over the place. You'll know it when you put too much on, for certain. Although I will say 9mm is about the easiest to overcharge, just because you only need like 4 grains, 4.5 grains of powder at the most, and it'll probably hold about 7. But even if you double charge, you will get spillover and whatnot.
Yeah,
I had done a video about that. I forget who it was. Someone did a video rant about an ammo company double loading their ammo, and it was dangerous, and it blew their bolt apart and everything. And I actually did a video dumping the powder in the case and then dumping it in again, and shit went everywhere, just as a visual kind of a thing, you know. And you're right, man. It's especially 223. It's almost up to the damn neck. So
yeah, exactly. You'd be hard pressed to fit another 25 grains in there.
yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, the projectile's pushing it all down to, anyways.
Especially 300 blackout, you pretty much have to shove the powder in there.
Yeah, you do. It's tight. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, not that I would know anything.
Yeah, I mean, even pistols, pistol powder. I mean, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, you could overcharge it, but for the most part, you couldn't double charge it. Other than like, maybe a 44 special or a 38 special, yeah, you could do that. But or a 45, or maybe even 40 Smith & Wesson, for the most part, you're not going to double charge them.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate the single, like Coda Boy uses. I don't even know what they're called. I've never owned one, but the powder measures where you crank the handle and it dumps just a single load at a time. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
One of these?
Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, so I know on Dillon's, there's like a warm-up period for the machine where if you let it sit for a week or more, you go to start reloading again. You actually see a less. Little brief pause there. Les is taken off. See you, Papa. The machine will actually start dumping loads that are heavier for like the first 3 or 4, maybe 5, around a grain heavy at the beginning, and they get progressively less. So if anybody has to deal in 650s and 1050s, just from experience, I always throw those first 5 out and start after that. And then I'll consistently, even though I do have a powder alarm that's really pretty finite, and how much you put in, it'll go off if you're half a grain over in either direction. But I always throw those out just because, and then measure them like 1 every 100 rounds just to make sure everything's on check.
How easy is it to set one of those up? After you get, you're tuning it, you get it to say whatever grain you want. Do you slide the thing down?
No, that thing on the top is actually a powder alarm that tells you when the amount of powder is sufficient enough to start causing anomalies in the measurement inside the powder measure itself. If there's not enough gravity to feed it, and it'll start doing low charges. So what they have is it's a stick with a flat giant washer that's the same circumference as the inside of the tube, and when that stick that holds that washer falls a certain direction down into the tube that holds the powder, it will sound an alarm when it gets empty enough.
No, not this one. You're talking about this one, right? I'm talking about the one that senses it.
Oh, okay.
Check, the powder check.
Okay, so that would go in the next die over, and that is our next tool head space over. That's super easy to set up. You basically just load a round that you're happy with, or load a case that you're happy with. You have the exact right amount of powder in it, and then it's got a little heavy weight that's the same caliber or close to the same caliber as the bullet that you'd be putting in it, and it falls into the case and stops as it compresses the gunpowder, and then you just kind of crank down a little nut that holds it in place, and if it goes up higher or drops down lower than it would for a perfect charge, it sounds an alarm. It's like a little pin that strokes.
It's the size of the case, though, so it goes down and kind of packs it.
Yeah,
it goes into the case, and it rests on the gunpowder, and it has a little V-notch in the rod, and this little thing comes up. If it's in the V-notch, it's good. If it's out of the V-notch, it bends back and goes beep. So it's high or low. It lets you know if it's high or low. And visually, it's like right there at eye level. So I'm basically looking at it as it's going through. And every now and then it'll beep just for a second because it's falling in or whatnot. And you just get used to looking, just basically you're looking there, looking there, looking there with each pull. And you just get used to it. But it's very easy to set up, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Cool.
And that's worth its weight in gold right there. I think they're about, what are they, $60 or something?
I don't know, but they're
so
good idea.
Does that come with my 650, Rob? You better get
I'm falling in love with it all over again as we sit here and talk. I don't know.
Damn it.
I might
adventure in your damn shooting sports. It's like, you reload your own ammunition, waiting for the gun to blow up or it not to go off. What all this damn checking shit,
I like Midas's comment. Packing, pumping rounds and V-notches. What are we really talking about?
Getting loaded, man. Getting loaded.
Oh,
Haven't done any in probably
I need to.
a couple months, probably. So I need to get back behind the machine again.
Yeah, I got to myself because I got this 45 Lone Colt shit. I got loaded in this 40 Dillon 550. Taking Pop's Quest advice, and I got to write this shit off on my taxes, so I got to do a video on it.
That's right, educational, baby. Make that money.
Did you get your LLC, Raj?
No, I'm just gonna do it as straight up fucking side business.
Yeah, you don't need to go through all that.
So I could just show them my YouTube channel and do it that way?
Well, first of all, you don't have to show them shit. All you're doing is filling in blanks on a piece of paper and sending that shit in. They don't care. They don't want to know what the hell you're doing. They could care less. All they want to know is if your math is right. That's all they give a shit about. And when your math ain't wrong, they correct it for you and send you a bill or send you a check. One of the two.
Yeah.
Ain't that complicated.
The difference between Rob and like me and you, Rick, is he has people over at his house that shoot shit, and it's probably a good idea for him to have LLC.
Yeah. He's got some dumbasses that show up there too.
And, yeah, you know, and he don't chop down any trees at his place either. So
whoever set those rubber dummies up at a normal height should be banned.
Yeah, and the flare guy, he's gone.
Hope you didn't have to write those off.
We had to get a bulldozer and make a berm, I think.
That's the problem is that's my brother-in-law, so I can't ban him. But I give him his flares back. I'm like, take this shit off my property.
well, whenever he starts his channel up, it'll be Pyro Brad. That is his name, Pyro Brad. I think he started a couple of fires at your place.
I think that first one was also a lightning strike. Remember the airplane the next morning?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was too.
Yeah.
Same kind of lightning strike.
Captain Flare Gun. That's what I called him.
Captain Flare Gun. Yeah. Parachute Flare Brad is what I call him. Hell, he's got a few nicknames, I reckon.
He's a good dude. I like Brad. He evidently just tends to start forest fires.
Yeah, other than that, he's a really likable guy.
He is a nice guy.
You know, he likes sushi too. He drinks the shit out of sake, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, he takes his fair share, that's for sure.
Was that what he was drinking? That was his choice of drinks?
No, we were talking about that Sunday when we got back here.
Oh.
We ordered sushi and drank a bunch of sake that night.
Sake.
Sake time. Rice wine. Give me some more of that rice wine.
How retarded was I that next morning? I woke up about 5 minutes before we had to leave. I'm just like running around like, coffee, I need coffee.
Before you get on the plane?
Oh, it's worthless.
Like, drink this. I made him a nice breakfast to put in his bag, and I ended up driving off with it.
I could have totally used that too. I don't think the TSA would have let me on the
It's
plane.
your thought that counts, Pops. It's your thought.
Fucking hour later, I'm at the shop and I got 2 friggin' bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I'm like, shit. Forgot to give him his. The good news is I know what I'm having for lunch, you know?
Yeah, at least you know what lunch was. Does the case feeder fit on the 550, guys?
I don't think there's a die that's set up on this 550 for a case feeder. There's no way to mount it, I don't think. I really don't know the answer to that, though. I'm speculating.
I don't think you can put a case loader on the 550.
Just get the 650, Brian. Jeez.
The 550 is just a 4-stage die. Well, like I said, I mean, here's the tool head. It's just a 4-stage, so I don't think you can put the case loader on the 550. But it's not that much fucking big a deal. You got to put a bullet in the case.
You got like one hand for the case and one hand for the bullet.
It's like putting a front end loader on a Prius. You know, you just get you a truck. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. I'm happy with my 550 and my little square deal B. So, and that little square B deal is loaded tens of thousands of rounds. That little son of a bitch is a machine.
I love my deal square B. It just sucks because you can't do rifle cartridge on it. That's it.
I hate my 1050s. I'm going to give them away. They're crap.
You should totally like do a giveaway on those.
Yeah, me and Rick's the only one's going to be entered.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
I think the only thing you're missing on those is the bullet feeders, right? You don't have bullet feeders yet, do you?
I don't think I'd ever get one, just because that's like the only part of the task that isn't completely automatic, and you have to have something that involves you in the process. Otherwise, you know, shit goes downhill in a hurry, and you don't know what's happening. And I don't even know why people connect those automatic, you know, the motors that crank the handle for you. That's just dangerous, if you ask me. You're just waiting for some. You know, Kevin and I were talking about that at Farmageddon. You know, you get up and go take a piss or whatever and come back and there's gunpowder everywhere. There's a fire in the corner and there's primers exploding every stroke of the handle. It's just, nah.
Yeah, now they got these damn LED displays that keep track of everything. And I'm like, that's not really reloading. That's
part of it. I mean, part of the aside from the ham radio thing that I did after my dad died, to keep my brain from you know, going into meltdown mode, was reloading as well. And I was quitting smoking at the same time. And I tell you what, instead of going like this, I was going like this.
Yeah.
And it helped a ton. And it just the whole process is just definitely very therapeutic. And it still rings true to this day when I start building ammo. It's just like, this is the way the process is supposed to work.
True.
Is that a shadow I hear?
Nope.
Damn it. Oh, sec. Yeah, it's just easy.
Yeah, that's the shadow. Playing with my new holster.
You don't get to say that very
that's
often.
the one you were talking about today, right?
Yeah, that's the double alpha. It's all it holds is the friggin' trigger guard.
Yeah.
And it's got this little safety lever. Pull that and go nowhere. And that's legal in limited class IDPA. Can you believe that? That's a limited class IDPA legal holster right there.
That's crazy. In IDPA?
No, I'm sorry. USPSA, my bad. Yeah. Crazy.
How much faster is that really than just using a plain old Kydex pancake holster? Yeah, I can do the same thing with a Kydex holster.
How's that?
I mean, you can't do this.
I'll take one, Pops. I'll send you shipping.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's a reason they all use them.
Yeah, so. There's that. I can't argue with that.
You won't be running that if you play 3-gun.
Great show and tell.
Rob, you're going to need a 3-gun holster.
Hey, I got one of them too.
You won't.
And I got the regular Blade Tech.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you want for a 3-gun.
Yeah, this is that's just your regular old DOH. You know,
That's a good looking pistol.
yeah, it's sexy as hell.
Word up.
But yeah, you just take the offset drop off for IDPA and USPSA, and you can, of course, you can put the Blade Tech little thing on there.
Yeah, you should get a couple jerseys made.
Yeah,
I'll even wear one.
Yeah, totally. Get a Pops Quest Farmageddon
Pops
jersey
Quest Farmageddon.
you know, you can put.
There you
I'll
go.
give you a couple $100 to put my.
Make sure it's officially licensed Pops product.
Big Meat Sunday on the back.
Yeah. I'll give you $1,000 a year and put my channel name on the back.
That'd be cool, just to have everybody's like all the YouTube channels on there that I hang out with, and like no sponsorship whatsoever.
Because the more patches, isn't there a rule? Isn't there a rule of how many sponsors you can have on your shirt? Or is that bullshit?
I wouldn't know nothing about that, man.
If none of us are paying anything, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, these aren't sponsors. That's funny.
This is called camouflage.
Yeah, if I do get one made, it'll totally be Farmageddon out.
Sponsored by Ammo Muff.
Is that Shadow is a sexy fucking looking gun. That is a badass looking pistol.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to talk to Bad Billy. Maybe I can get the Ammo Mafia to sponsor me.
There you go.
They can send me all my ammo for my matches. That would be nice.
I think he's offering right there in the side chat. Looks like
He did say so.
All right, done deal. I'll send you the contract over later this week.
He didn't want to type it all out, but he said basically is unlimited ammo, whatever you need, you're good to go.
Sweet. My first sponsor.
You know, Rob, you're always my favorite son. Yeah.
I think Big Meat Sunday will do something for you too, buddy. I promise.
Sponsor my lunch. Fucking lunch.
Prime rib. I tell you what, he makes some good looking food.
Yeah, the old boy can cook.
You can't watch any of his videos from like 11 o'clock to like 1 because it'll just jack you up your stomach and you'll be running out finding some food and then nothing's going to taste as good. So you're like, son of a bitch.
I watched the $200 chili video today, actually. There's a lot of work in it.
Yeah, back when he was putting videos up regularly, I would make damn sure I sat down to either eat lunch or it was after lunch before I watched any of them videos. There was no way. I mean, at 10:30 in the morning, I mean, it instantly becomes lunchtime.
You still got to check out my marinade one, Big Meat.
Send me a link, dude.
I will.
You know, I love hearing comments like that. I do what I can, and be perfectly honest. A lot of those recipes I'm pulling out of my ass. I think of them the day before, and it's all literally improvisation, so to speak. So glad you guys like them.
Yeah, you got some creative shit going on. Period. It's awesome.
I like my food. If you can tell by the way I'm shaped. Looks like I swallowed a basketball.
Hey, round is a shape. Round is a shape.
Yeah.
If you weren't 6'4", you'd be a fat son bitch.
Yeah, 240. If I was like 5'4", I'd look pretty funny, huh?
I think people. Now, I don't care what kind of video it is. If it's kind of improv and they can tell it, without being too obvious, but they just kind of see you're just kind of, shooting off the hip. Well, appreciate those videos better than they do some well thought out, scripted fucking video. Or at least that's what I think, because none of my damn videos are scripted anyway.
It's funny. I tried to when I first started doing Big Meat Sunday, like trying to organize my thoughts and writing everything down, and even down to like the last, like how I'm going to segment the recipe in scenes, and I'll do this in the first scene, that in the next scene, and I always got off, and things got screwed up. It just works better when you're just going with your gut, no pun intended. Just works better. It just looks more natural, and I think people more inclined to enjoy that, as opposed to some scripted, like, "Oh, I'm reading this and it sounds all the same and monotonous and da 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 da."
If we wanted scripted shit, we'd watch TV.
Yeah, right.
Well, when you was doing the $200 chili, you was digging your hand. He's like, yeah, about 2 tablespoons. And you just dug your hand in this and fucking threw it out there. Yeah, about 2 tablespoons of this, and you're just digging it out with your hand. It wasn't actually.
I've been cooking a long time. I know what 2 tablespoons looks like, and it might have been plus or minus, But when you're cooking 4 gallons of chili, if you're a half a tablespoon off, it's not going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, some of those I'm like, there's no way that's 2 tablespoons.
They're pretty close. They're pretty close. 2 tablespoons is a lot, man. 2 tablespoons of anything is a lot. I mean, when you're holding it in the palm of your hand, it'll fill the palm of your hand pretty well.
There you go.
Coke or marijuana or something.
Yeah, especially cocaine.
You're like, this isn't 2 tablespoons, but it fits right in the palm of my hand. Almost. I'm gonna get sponsored by a tea company one of these days.
Question from the wifey poo. No, I'm not going to ask or repeat it. It's not that interesting.
Go ahead.
She asked me, there's a light on in the garage. I'm not sure how to turn it off. And I said, yeah, I know. No problem. I'll turn it off in a minute. There. Fascinating, riveting shit. This is my life.
Well, we're about to wrap this up so you can go turn off your garage light. Anyway.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, it's 11:30 or 11:29, so close enough. I got to go to work tomorrow, so we're going to wrap this up, and it's been a good chat. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but hey,
Whatever.
Anyway, I'm going to let everybody do a outro, and I'm going to start with the new guest, SoCal or Big Meat Sunday.
Or whatever. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's fun. Hope you have me on again. Hope I didn't monopolize too much of your show. Love talking to you guys. Love answering the questions out there on the side chat as well when I'm paying attention. And hope I added some value. And thanks for having me, man.
Oh, absolutely. If anybody's not sub to Big Meat Sunday or what the fuck, what is it? With WTF SoCal, and he's got some other channels.
Right.
That's big ones. Go check them out. Anyway, good having you on here. Pops Quest, would you like to say anything?
Not much. Just thanks for having me on. If I missed anybody in the chat on the side, I apologize. Trying to keep up as usual, and stay active in here is difficult sometimes, especially when it's getting late. So appreciate you having me on. Appreciate hanging out with all you guys, awesome folks, as always. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. Rick, is your 6 covered? What's up, man?
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it as always, TR, for the invite. It was nice getting Big Meats on here as well. Rosie, thanks. Rob, appreciate it. You guys out in the external, thanks again for showing up to TR's chat. As always, you guys are great people and great supporters of his channel. And the only thing I got is coming close to my 2,000 subs, so I'm be giving away a watch. You guys are still, if you want to do a VR, you're more than entitled to get in on that win. So good luck. I think I got 49 more to go. Probably have to go a little bit over, so make sure I have 2,000 when I do the drawing.
All right, cool. Rosie, would you like to do an outro?
Sure. Make sure you're checking out Rosie Murphy channel for eco investment updates. Otherwise, keep your eyes open, be smart, and don't ever get taken by surprise. And Big Meat, great to meet you. I'm going to be trying that shawarma recipe. I saw that on the.
Yeah, the chicken shawarma is good. I cheated though. I didn't actually.
I
can't remember if I made naan for that or not. But yeah, it works out great. Use pita bread. It's easier.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was an awesome panel we had tonight. And thank you, everybody on the external, everybody commenting and watching. I do appreciate it. I mean, I really, really do appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us and communicating with us. And we try our best to, answer questions and stuff. And we'll continue to do that. But anyway, see you Sunday, I guess. Later, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care of y'all.